Bam, we're live. I tried to do this last week without you, and I couldn't find any of the good maps that you had.
Oh, really? I kind of just Google them. I don't even use Google Maps, honestly. Unless it's
early
like
again.
geographic.
I normally don't like to start early, but I don't know what's gotten into me. Boy, those songs that I was playing at the front of the shows, that really screwed everything up. YouTube didn't like that too much at all. No bueno. No bueno. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I was trying to think about the purpose of these shows. Why do these shows with Yevhenii? Good morning, Corey. It's the whole thing is interesting, right? We live on this planet. There's this dude on some other side of it. He's going through crazy shit.
It's almost conflicting.
The whole thing, everything is so weird. Every time I comment on Instagram, there's like a mini version of this too. I notice, like, it's the same. Would you say this to the person's face? As you type this shit out. Like, right. Yang was on Patrick Bet-David's podcast. The guy Andrew Yang, he ran for president.
Yeah.
And Patrick Bet-David was basically telling them they were talking about whether were they talking about whether universal income? They were talking about something. Oh, Patrick Bet-David asked, "Hey, how's Biden doing?" And Andrew Yang gave this answer that just, like, we all know how Biden's doing. It's not good and it's sad and he's fucking up. Like, something's wrong with him.
Right.
And instead of just saying that, Andrew Yang gave this politically correct answer. And I just wrote on there, I wrote in the comments, "Man, you are a punk bitch."
Andrew Yang is?
Yeah, you're a punk bitch and a coward. And it was just...
Yeah. I'm starting this from you're a punk bitch, yes.
And I'm just thinking to myself, would I say that to his face? I mean, I think it's so bad. We were talking
glad
about...
to see you guys.
Good morning, Yevhenii. Yevhenii, we were talking about the fact something is wrong with our president. We're watching him like go through a severe decline publicly.
Mm-hmm.
A mental decline. He's having trouble like talking. I mean, he's always had trouble talking, but now it's getting really bad. The words aren't coming out of his mouth right at all.
Yeah, I heard a couple of cases where he took in something strange, yes, and without logic.
And it's almost like he's having a minor stroke or something, right? Good morning, how are you? And everyone's like, whoa. Anyway, so I was just talking about how one of a man who ran for president last time, they asked him, how do you think Joe Biden's doing? And he gave an answer that just wasn't, it was dishonest. It was a dishonest answer. And it wasn't just like, we all know how he's doing. Whether you like him or don't like him, it's a bit sad. No one would want to see their dad or their brother or their, sister or anyone going through that shit. But I wrote something nasty to him on Instagram, and I was thinking to myself, hey, would I say that to his face? And what made me think about that is the situation you're in, Yevhenii.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're seeing you're living in a war. We're talking to you from the United States. And the people in the media here just keep the media saying that Ukraine bombed itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That thing that the thing that happened in, will you pronounce the name of that city for me? Kramatorsk? Kramatorsk. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people in the media here, like, looking at the serial numbers on the side of that missile going, no, that's a Ukrainian missile. And it's like, I have what to say about this situation, because I'm quite have some research about that. Oh, good. Well, let's dig in.
Interesting situation, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, what time is it? What time is it where you're at?
Now I have 7 p.m. So Good evening, not good morning.
Yeah. Everyone, we are lucky enough for the 4th or 5th time to speak with Yevhenii. He is sixth time. He He is in Odessa, Ukraine. It is a beautiful beach city on the southern part of the Ukraine, butted up against the Black Sea. And how many miles would you say it's from Kyiv, south of Kyiv?
450.
Okay, so to give you guys a little bit of a
lot.
perspective where it's at. And last week, Odessa received its first serious attack from the Russians. Yevhenii showed us some oil fields that are just a couple, miles from his balcony of his house, where you could see them burning
above the mile.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So hi, everyone.
Hi.
Everything good, by the way. In general, everything good. I saw you working out.
In general, yeah.
By that I mean you're alive and your family's doing well.
Yeah, my family going well. We're alive. Today, by the way, talking about the Odessa, we have some kind of celebration today, because 10th of April, that 78th anniversary of the liberation of Odessa from the Nazis. Yes, in the Second World War. So. In this regard, our city today announced a curfew, and this is a curfew lasting 1.5 days. So from yesterday's 9 o'clock in the evening till the Monday's morning, yes, we must sit in buildings, yes, in houses, and no one can go to the streets.
Because they're afraid you'll riot because of the anniversary?
Because of the anniversary, and there is a risk of provocations and rocket attack in this day. Because in 1943, yes, the USSR army is clean Odessa from the Nazi, and it's for the Russia that like to have the parallel with the history. Yes, it's a good deal to start something in Odessa today. Maybe they don't know, and they just want to keep us safe, so we sit in home. And this is not the problem, but maybe another reason, because of people want to go to the monuments, yes, and to put some flowers and all this stuff, and this is the some community stuff, and nobody wants to have many people in one place now.
The irony,
about
right?
That.
The irony that it's the 78th anniversary of when the Russians came and cleaned the Nazis out of Odessa.
Not only Russians, that's big Soviet Union, yes, with the Ukrainians, Belarus, Poland, and others, yes. But at this time today, Russian ships shelling the Black Sea coast, so we have a massive air alarm in the noon, yes, so 2.5 hours I sit in the shelter today, and this was first big air alarm from the last 4 or 5 days. Yes, we have mostly calm situation, so I sleep all the night now. Yes, we have a little air alarms. Yes, 20 minutes, half of hour. So it's mostly calm situation in Odessa. But in that time, this ships shelling, yes, we have a couple of destroyed houses, yes, and in the Odessa region there is a dying soldier, yes, it's not from Odessa, but he's protect the region and was killed by rocket.
In Odessa?
In Odessa region, so it's 50 miles from Odessa.
When you're in the shelter, do you feel safe, or do you think it's just all a facade?
I understand your question. Yeah. We have a big building complex. Yes, there is three houses on this area. Yes, it's our
closed complex.
Yes, complex closed area where we have the parking zone, where we have some stuff where we can have workouts or something like that. Yes, and this is closed territory with some guardians. Yes, and under these buildings we have a big parking place, and till the landscape. In one part of this area we have the -3 floor, yes, and in other part of this land there is no -3 floor because of landscape, yes. So we know about the place where we situated. It's -3 floor, but above us is just little bit of beton, yes, and that's all. So if the rocket missed our place, there is a little chance that we be alive, yes. So if we want
it feels
to be
like
safe,
Yevgeny, it feels like, you know, when I'm a little kid and I was afraid the monsters would get me, I would pull the blanket over my head.
that's right.
But that's crazy because the monster has big claws and it could just eat me through the blanket. That's how I kind of feel that the shelter to me seems like, hey.
So we can be safe if we don't sit in that room where we have the warm place, the place where you can lie down. I sent you photos a couple weeks ago. Our guys bring the projector and we watched the movie once. It was once, and it was a good situation. And if we won't be just safe, we can go in the safe place, but not in the room, just on the parking. Yes. So if we know that something happened, that the bomb is near Odessa, we don't sit there. We go in the 100 safety place, 100% by the time. You don't know how long can you sit in this place. So it's not the shelter like, you know, after Soviet Union, we have the buildings where the walls just meter and a half in their
in width?
wide, yes, a meter and a half, and this is from the bomb. So you see the window, little window, and wall in my length. So it's just a building, but 21st floor, it's a bad place to be safe. Yeah.
5 feet thick. Wow. Yevgeny, what happens to all this stuff in normal day life? Like what happens to all the people who are in jail? Have they all been let go? Yeah, let's say you were in jail in Odessa and now there's a war. Do all the bad guys just get out? What happens?
On the start of the war, I read the statements by the government about people who sit in a jail that don't have a very bad situation, so they don't kill somebody or something like that. Yes, just some not very big crimes. Yes, so they have the opportunity to go away from the jail and grab the weapon and go and be like soldiers. Yes. Wow. But all the infrastructure is working now. So I heard today from the news, not the regular news, but the local news about some situation. And that was the big research about the dead Russian soldiers. So Russia give a fuck about their soldiers that lying on our streets. And guys talking about ecology, yes? So if the dead body is laying under long time, yes, on the street, there is a liquid, death liquid that's very toxic, yes, and that might be a big problem because one body is not too much problem, but hundreds of bodies that laying on the street is an ecological problem. And
it is. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Why are dead bodies an ecological problem?
Because it's the process of how it's called
decomposition.
Decomposition, yes. And the first stage of decomposition is the.
I thought just dogs would just come eat the people, dogs and birds. I feel like if someone died, the crows would just come eat them.
It's called the corpse fluid, yes.
Corpse fluid.
Corpse fluid. It's like the it's toxic thing. So it's bad for the ground and for the air when there is a hut on the street. Yes, you can to be poisoned about this. Okay, so there is a volunteer initiative. Yes, so they bring dead bodies. Yes, and try to find the way to send it for the Russia, because Russia don't want to do this, and they find the way to bring these bodies, these soldiers, to the Russia. Russia don't want to do this because of mothers and sisters of these soldiers, and they can realize how much people die in Ukraine. They can do some protests. Yes, so Russia is not interested in this process. So they most interested about that stuff that they stole from the houses in Ukraine, about kitchen stuff, about the carpets and techniques. Yes, so this is the statistic that tons of stuff, yes, is go to Russia from Ukraine. So hoard, yes.
What was the word he used? Hordes?
Hoard, these Vikings, yes, so like the guys who run to the cities and stole
mass amounts of people.
Yeah, and go away.
What is the refugee count now? How many people have left the country? Are we up over? Is it up over 4 million?
It's up of 5 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot.
4.5 million.
4.5.
Hey, do you think these people are gone forever, Yevhenii?
Of course not. I'm talking with my friends, with my clients, yes, that now in Poland, in Czech Republic, in Germany, yes, and all of they sit in and try to help people who run away, and talking about I want to come back, I want to see the sea. I've dropped the photos from the sea. They like Odessa, they like Ukraine. This is the people who like to live in this country.
How about this stat? Is this true? 2.3 million have gone to Russia?
I think not too much.
Okay.
It's not possible. Maybe with the power, yes. Maybe some percent of the people forced with the soldiers to go in Russia.
Hold on. There's a stat.
There's probably a map somewhere that says how many.
It's saying pre-2022, it says a 1.6 million, but I don't see.
More than 1 million of the pre-2022 refugees, mainly from Donbass, had gone to Russia between 2000. While the number of people displaced with Ukraine is growing.
You know what? There is Donbass and Lugansk that's controlled by Russia now, and we're talking about the Kramatorsk. This is a city that's located in the Donetsk region, yes. And the people who live there, they like hostages, yes. So there is a fictive Russia government, and they do whatever they want to do. So it's not a problem to bring people and go to Russia with them. So I heard the stories about people from Donetsk that go to the east, yes, east of the Russia. It's far away to the east of the Russia. So they forcibly be going by Russia, and some guys from Russia ride to their place and live there, yes, to replace these people. Because they must have situation where the cities is for the Russia. It's not like in Kherson. It's every week in Kherson that is occupied by Russia now. You can see the situation where people go on the streets with the Ukrainian flags, yes, and they don't afraid the troops. They just want to stay in their position and And what you can do with you forcibly go away these people from Ukraine and try to have some dolls, yes, with the Russian flags, and try to keep the position that this city is like Russian.
Will you pull that map back up a second, Caleb? And will you pull out just a little bit? I want to ask Yevhenii a question here. Yevhenii, are they trying to hold? See where that city is? Kramatorsk.
Kramatorsk, yes.
Yeah. And this line that's off to the right, that's the Russian Ukrainian border, that squiggly line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why would they bomb that town? Are they going to just try to take that piece of Ukraine and hold it? And that's like going to be the new most western part of Russia?
Look, there is what situation there was. There is a screenshots for the Telegram canals, yes, where Russian guys write that people who want to go away from Kramatorsk do it without railway station. Yes, that was the messages was in the Telegram canals.
When was that? That was before the bombing.
Before the day was bombing. So that was 2 days ago.
So that 2 days ago, let me make sure I understand. 2 days ago, the Russians, they dropped leaflets on the city saying,
yes,
don't ride the train tomorrow.
You can go away, but not by the railway station.
Okay,
yes?
okay.
After that, after bombing this place, they write that they bomb Ukrainian troops. Yes, they bomb some base of people, and this a good war victory. But after that, they realized that there was 15 people, children, and just civilians. Yes, all these messages was clear, but this is internet, so we have all this stuff. And they write that it's Ukrainian bomb this city because we are Nazi. And one more piece of information about that.
Who do they tell that to? They tell that to who do they tell that to? That they're bombing this part of Ukraine because you're Nazis. Who do they tell that to? Their citizens, or your citizens, or both?
This was the position of Russian propaganda. So every time they fuck up, yes, they dream about some interesting stuff that they can add to their news. And you read about the good Russian soldiers who protect the Russian land and protect Ukrainian land and kill Nazi, zombie, and all this stuff. And there is a bad America who help Ukraine and laboratories and other. So and
listen. There's a guy here in the comments who believes that narrative. By the way, do you know this Craig White? So
he believes.
He believes. I think he believes that that is what's happening. That basically what is happening is that the Russians are going over there and getting rid of Nazis.
you can so you have a lot of points. Yes, we have the people who believe in the flat Earth.
Right.
We have these people also. And
have you ever? How old are you, Yevhenii?
27 years old. I have in this month I have 28 years, but now 27 just.
I won't say happy birthday to you yet. Have in your whole life, have you ever met a Nazi in your entire life?
I don't think so.
Have you, Caleb? Have you ever met a Nazi, Caleb?
I met a skinhead once.
Well, yeah, I want to tell the story about it. When I was young
Actually, I met a skinhead once too. Go ahead.
I have the long T-shirt, yes, and the white trousers, yes, and I was rapping guy, yes. In my 16, I created the songs, and in my little city, I was the rapper. Yeah, and we believe that there is skinheads, yes, who want to kill us because we are rappers. We do not be black, yes, but they want to kill us. But literally,
you weren't black, but you wanted to be. I went through that phase too. Yes.
Yeah.
MTV. Okay, go on.
But I meet nothing like this.
Craig, I don't understand the question, brother. Here's the thing. I don't want the show to get just weird. And I hear you that there's a lot of weird shit being said out there. But he's asking in the comments, show me one black Ukrainian soldier. But I can't show you one black Filipino soldier. I can't show you one black Armenian soldier. I mean, Ukraine is just it's a country that's based. It's not like the United States.
Stop. You can. There is a lot of black skin soldiers in Ukraine. There is a lot of. Yeah, you can.
I didn't even think there was one black person in Ukraine.
You can Google Jean Belenyuk. Jean Belenyuk. This is the Olympian champion from Ukraine. He doing wrestling, and he is now a part of government. And look at this guy, just okay. It's a part of our government, and he is a part of our government party. Jean Belenyuk.
I like your shirt, Caleb.
Thanks. It just came in the mail the other day.
So they warned the city there. I mean, Craig, I'm not picking on you either. I'm just trying to give you a voice. I'm trying to give everyone a voice. I'm trying to just piece this together. I know you're not the only one who thinks
Ukrainian guy.
Pardon
and
me?
he's Ukrainian guy. He knows very good Ukrainian language, yes, and he is one of our government staff now.
So the Russians warned, hey, we're going to bomb this town. Don't leave by train because the train's going to get it.
No, they don't say that they're going to bomb this town. They just talking about evacuation. So if you want to go from Kramatorsk, even if you want, yes, you can go, but not on the train.
Okay.
And on the next day, they have the attack of the city.
So why did they attack that city? What's the point? What's the strategic?
Why they attack all the civilians now? They don't attack the army infrastructure. Yes.
Attacking the train seems like it's attacking infrastructure, right? I mean, it seems.
Yeah. It seems like that, but they don't attack trains. They attack the railway station with the people there. So you don't need to show the last video I dropped you because there is dead bodies and all this stuff. But you see what happens after minute after bombing. Yes, there is just citizens, not without guys in the form guys, yes, with the weapon or something like that. And if we talk about the truth that the rocket that was dropped on the Kramatorsk was the point U. It's called point U. It's Russian rocket. And I drop you the photos of this bomb, and you can see there is for the kids. They write on the rocket
for
children. For children, yes.
Right.
That was right on this rocket.
Okay.
So
and why,
we don't have
so
rockets
once again,
like
why did they attack? Why did they attack this town?
Because the purpose of Russian army on the territory of Ukraine is kill civilians and doing the genocide of our nation. And we're talking about the document that our intelligence find. Yes, they find the documents where you can find all the stuff about how much the dead bag they drive to Ukraine, how much the wider and length of this whole pits for the bodies must be. Yes, the least people who must die in first. Yes, the nationalists, some government guys. Yes, and all this stuff. So they plan not only war, not only grab the territory, yes, and kill the Nazi and others, yes. It's it was the plan to destroy the nation, and it's looked like crazy stuff. Yes, before I read all these documents, yes, with the marks and the signature of Russia government guys. And if you look on the history, we're talking about history early in our conversations. There was the situations when Russia come and kill Ukrainian people. On the start of 20th century, where was the Holodomor, and there was a 4
That's
million
120
people.
years ago, right?
No, that 100 years ago, 90 years. It's
Okay.
1929 and 1931st year was. There was 4 million of people who died without food because government stole all the food from the people. Yes, and that was the
mass famine.
Yep.
Or great famine.
What happened when Zelensky met with Boris Johnson? Where did they meet, and what are you being told about that? Living in the
I heard that it was not planned visit of Boris Johnson. He just arrived in Ukraine
So they met in Ukraine. These pictures I see of them are in the Ukraine.
So
they
were in
just
Kiev.
walking in Kiev, yes, walking around, talking about all this stuff. I think Boris Johnson, yeah, you can see the war Kiev on these photos.
Hey, see if you can find Fox reporting on that anywhere, Caleb. I can't find. It's so interesting who reports on that. Why wouldn't Fox report on that?
There's something. Hold on. They're not letting me use my ad blocker.
Videos of Boris Johnson walking in Kyiv with Zelensky viewed over 1.6 million times. A video of Prime Minister Boris Johnson walking through war-torn Kyiv with Ukrainian President Zelensky on Saturday.
This was yesterday, yes, not today.
Yeah, it says 4/9. Said it was on Saturday. It's kind of incredible, right? They're going to send 100. He said they promised 120 armored vehicles, new anti-ship missiles, and $130 million worth of equipment.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense because our experts talking about a next wave of Russian attacks, yes, and they just want to bring a lot of soldiers on the Donetsk and Lugansk region, yes, because there is a lot of control of Russia now. Yes, they have a separatists and soldiers, and from 2014, this is a war point. Yeah, that was the place where all the stuff start with Russia and Ukraine. And they realize that, but we don't know 100%. They realize that they don't do nothing with the Kyiv, with the Kharkov, yes. They just do all kinds of stuff with Mariupol, yes. There is a real heroism, yes. The people is staying there, and you can find the map of invasions, yes, where all these red lines, yes, and the Mariupol is staying in the circle, yes, and from all the roads, all the directories you can see, they've been attacking, and they staying, and we believe that they staying alive there.
They believe who stays alive there?
We believe that guys who protect Mariupol is staying to the end and don't give up to Russia.
Hey, how many Russian soldiers are in Ukraine right now?
We don't know, but
do you ever see every minute? Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Every minute, this numbers is go down.
Are they holding any cities? Like, is there any aerial? How come we're not seeing aerial footage of just huge encampments? Like, I would just picture that we would see just.
I
I would
want
figure the
to
aerial
send
footage
you
would be
this
so
map.
easy to get of a war. I don't understand why we're not seeing more of that stuff.
I show you.
Especially these days, right? Can't everything be seen? I mean, I remember 20 years ago they said they could read a license plate on a car from space. I mean, we should know what the guys are brushing their teeth with.
I've been seeing some people use like drones to track other like troop movements and stuff like that, but nothing. The closest thing I found is like that Maxar imagery, and it's not super.
I keep expecting to see some footage like from Game of Thrones, like an area where there's 5,000 Russian troops with tents set up, and you know what I mean, guys walking around and bonfires and shit. I mean, what do I know? But like that's what I keep expecting to see that, and I don't see that anywhere. I just cannot figure out what they're doing. It doesn't seem like it would be a problem if their goal was just to roll in and just start taking town by town and pushing the people either have a choice, be killed or leave. And so I'm just wondering why they're not doing that.
It almost just seems like they're, at first it was like, oh, maybe they're just incompetent and they're just not a very good military. But now it's like it's been dragging on for so long. It's interesting.
And maybe the Ukrainian people are just pushing back so hard, much harder than they thought.
Sure.
Of course, if the army not have such help from the regular people, yes, it was too hard to protect our land. So now volunteers work 24 hours, yes, and they find all this stuff. And the gym where I working now, yes, they send a lot of money to militaries. Yes, they find the weight vest, this stuff for the head. Yes, some night vision stuff. So all the armies need now working by volunteers. It's the other countries help us with all the stuff. Yes, and volunteers, and the army now feels better than ever, I think. And I send you the maps of invasion to the today's situation.
I think I just tried to push it. I just tried to push it to Caleb. As I talk to you in a country that's in war, a friend of mine texted me, "Would you like to go to the beach today?"
There is a situation on this week. We have a lot of beaches that now with the bombs. Yes,
do you pay, Yevhenii? Are you still paying your rent? Like, do you pay your rent for your apartment? Like I'm just trying to figure out like what things keep operating. No, everyone stops all that shit. And
not everyone, but mostly. Mostly.
And they don't threaten to kick you out. They're not like, hey, we're going to kick you out if you don't pay your rent.
No, we're talking with the owners of flat, yes, and that was his idea to stop rent for this period. And I'm live in the flat that my gym is paying for me. So if I have money from my gym, so I get it for the owner of the flat. If I don't have money, I'm just can say to him to stop paying. But we pay for the electricity, for the water, and other.
This guy's saying Putin's smarter than that. He's referencing the fact that he's answering my question. Why not just come in and just commit mass genocide? Why not just march across Ukraine, kill everyone? You basically tell everyone either run or die. And this guy's saying Putin's too smart for that. If they start doing that, then the world would attack. So, but then I don't understand how the.
Okay, so stop. This guy, right, to Putin is very smart, but he don't very smart to kill civilians in Bucha, yes, in other cities, and this is the thousands of people who was with the bullets in their head, yes, and without weapon. So this is just people who walk in the streets, yes, who live a regular life, yes. He don't kill the soldiers. He don't get the soldiers, but he can get the regular people. Yes, he can bomb the building where people live. Yes, and this is not smart. And all the world say, okay, it's very bad, but you can continue. It's nobody say that oh, this is terrible, we must attack in Russia or something like that. This is a dangerous situation. Now we working with like the knife rise. Yes, we go on this diplomatical stuff, and we want to stay the beast in the cage, because he just sitting in his bunker and do the crazy stuff. So all the world understand this. Yes, the people who believe in Putin's reason to attack Ukraine, you must read a lot of information in different sources. Yes, this is I can't find the like the logical statements about why he must do all this stuff. So if you talking about smart Putin and this is the great plan and all this situation, just looking on the thousands of people who dying in Bucha. Okay.
Right. Another narrative that's trying to be spun, and maybe it's true, is the fact that there's tons of money being basically laundered through Ukraine at this moment, billions and billions of dollars, and it's not even, it's just wide open basically by forcing I don't know if it's the World Monetary Fund or the World Bank, but people are lending money to Ukraine right now, and Ukraine basically has to take it in order to keep things running, and that's just a way to just create more money. That basically that it's just a form of money laundering, and Ukraine actually is still paying its debts while it's fighting this war. And so and that's why I ask on your level, like, what are you still paying for? I just don't understand how a country operates while it's at war. It doesn't make any sense to me, if there's a war there, how it could still be operating.
Look, our Minister of Economy says that all business that can work now, guys, just please work, and yes, just keep going and give your people the job, because this is the hard important that economy must work now. This is very bad when we just sitting and do nothing. And there is a lot of benefits for the business. Yes, you can don't pay taxes now. Yes, most taxes from the little business.
Lone Star, just so you know, in this, have you reached out to any Russian crossfitters? I would talk to I would love to speak with someone from Russia. I would love to speak with someone from Moscow, and see what the feeling is there. Do people feel like they can? Let me ask you this, Yevhenii, before. Do you feel like you can speak freely to us, or are there things that you feel like you shouldn't say, that your life could be in danger if you say something to us?
Say once more.
Do you feel that you could say something that puts your life in danger on this podcast?
I think not.
Okay.
Not on this day, because nobody knows where I live. Yes, nobody knows. All people knows what I'm doing, but I don't think that I'm the important man for the kill me.
Right.
I'm just the man who will be killed like other men who kill in the civilians' houses. So it's not a problem.
And so in Lone Star, just another thing, this word balanced, I don't know if I even like this word balanced. But anyway, I hear what you're saying, the spirit of what you're saying. I'm not interested in I'm not interested in spreading propaganda or lies, but I'm also not interested in balance. Like I don't need to hear from anyone about why pedophilia is okay. I don't care. I'm not it's not a thing. I don't believe in balance. I don't believe in fair. It's not something I'm interested in, but I hear you. No. I think I know what you mean. And I would love to speak with someone from Russia. I want to tell you something though, that I heard about Kramatorsk, and I have not heard this from him. But I have heard that if he does not go back, his family is in jeopardy. And things are, Russia's no joke. And I've had family over there before. I remember during the USSR times before Armenia split away. And there's it's a different world over there. It's a little different. Different. It's a little more China than I think Ukraine might be a little more USA, and in Russia might be a little more China, meaning that it's a little they use this. But I would love to have someone from Russia. You point them at me, and if they can speak English as well as Yevhenii, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong.
We're talking about this with you. I remember, and this will be very interesting to hear. Maybe from some guys from CrossFit community, how in big city, yes, how they live now. Does they have the problem with the paying their bills? Yes, with some food, yes, all this stuff. We can listen to his point,
and they can buy my iPhone for $10,000 if they want. I'll send it over today. You just tell me.
I'm just, by the way, I listened the podcast with the Mayhem guys, and you talking about Chronikov, so all this stuff I remember.
Yeah. So, I would love to get the perspective. I would love to hear. Wouldn't it be great to hear from a Russian, and they could just tell us, yeah, the reason why we're attacking Ukraine is because we want an oil pipeline through there. We're attacking Ukraine because we're trying to save it from the Nazi regime. We're attacking Ukraine because we've always believed it's our country and that those people really do. I mean, I would love to hear whatever they're hearing. I'm game. I'm game. I don't think Yevhenii is saying anything that he doesn't believe. I mean, he's there in Odessa. It's his country, and I think we're getting an honest, authentic perspective. So, and I know some of you might be like, well, he doesn't get it. This is really just one step to getting everyone tattooed with a microchip, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. I'm open to that too. I'm open to it all, but I'm open to it all. I don't want you to think like I'm just like, hey, fuck off, you're crazy. And Craig, you've been really patient. I can tell you're passionate, Craig, and you've been really patient, and I appreciate it. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't ever be the patriot. Yes, I was the guy who live in Ukraine, and every time I talking about I want to ride another country and try to live there and see what happens and what the perspective there. Yes, I don't ever be the guy who talking about some national points or all this stuff. So I want just live in normal life, live in a safe country, yes, and have the opportunity to use all the stuff that progress is bring to us, yes. And I just think it's logical, yes. I just think so. If we have the good new iPhone, yes, on the somewhere in the world, yes, and if my government say no to iPhone because we think this is bad, yes, I think it's a bad situation because nobody can say me that I can get something that I want, because it's strange when the government say don't eat this cheese because it's from the European guys who don't believe in Russia. Don't use this clothes for you because this country don't want to work with us. What the fuck? Why all the companies go from Russia? Because Russia killed Nazis in Ukraine. Yes, this is the reason why all countries go from Russia. So
you would be. Go ahead.
I want to tell that it's not normal when your country ban for you because you're not safe in this. Ban some good stuff for you, any stuff, some cars or some telephones or some clothes or some food. Yes, it's bad.
It's not normal also for your country to force you to take an injection.
Yes,
that's not normal.
But they talking about this is good for our economy. We can try to do the iPhones by ourselves. By the way, Russia have their Instagram version. Yes.
They have what? Say that again. Russia what in their Instagram?
They have their own Instagram. Instagram now is illegal in Russia. Maybe you know.
No.
Instagram, Facebook, all this. So guys can read the real. You can read this article about bad Ukrainian and this article about bad Russians. No, only about bad Ukrainian. And this is very strong for the propaganda.
Yeah, yeah.
the Instagram and the Meta is banned in Russia.
Wow.
Interesting.
The platform
yes?
will open to the general public and coming. Wow. So what's the percentage of people in Russia who are on Droids versus iOS? I wonder if Apple's going to let a Instagram clone pop up on the App Store. I cannot imagine that. There's no way. There's no way.
I think it's not a reason for Russia to use iOS or Android. I think they. I saw the presentation of Russia phone. Yes, and they create some operation system by themselves. So this is the scenario that they go like the close country with a lot of sanction and why? They just bring the safety to us and kill the Nazi that want to be a part of Ukraine. Why it's so bad for Russia? It's really interesting to see the perspective to a guy from Russia to talk with me now. Maybe I think it's like the debate, yes.
like the debate, is that what you said?
Debate, yes, debate.
You would be so disappointed if you saw if you came to the United States, because it's like there's so much here. Like I can go out right now and eat food out of a dumpster. That's fantastic. I could go to the garbage. I could walk to a garbage dumpster. Do you know what a dumpster is?
Dumpster, no.
It's in the back of a restaurant. It's a big steel container
that
they throw the garbage in. I could go right now into the garbage a mile from my house, and I could eat a hamburger. I could eat Thai food. There's abundance of everything. And if you heard the people in our country complain, the stuff they complain about, it would blow you away. It would blow you away. It's so nuts that it's so nuts. You would be so disappointed. Life is so good in the United States and people just ruin it. It's weird. We don't imagine a place where there's not enough hardship and so people become horrible. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
It's so good here that people become bad.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just want to go outside and like not worry about being bombed. Man, oh man.
We call it like out of fat rage. So when you have too much good stuff that you don't know what to do and start to do bad things.
Yeah.
We also have this situation. I live in the good region in Odessa. Yes, so there is rich buildings. Yes, people who have enough money, and near my buildings, yes, I can find the garbage where also guys can find a lot of good food, a lot of good stuff. You can walk around and find some sneakers there. Yes, some dishes, yes, or something like that. But as I know, you can't find it in Russia because they stole.
You know what? I haven't been. Is Crimea part of? I'm going to ask something so stupid right here. Is Crimea part of Ukraine, or is it its own country?
Crimea is a part of Ukraine, but from 2014, Russia bringing from us. Yes,
So I went to Yalta. I went to Yalta when it was part of Ukraine. I went pre-2014. That's why I'm confused.
Yeah, now from Crimea they attack us with rockets. There is a lot of rocket base on the coast, and we regularly see the videos like rockets flying from Yalta, from Simferopol.
So the Russians took Crimea from the Ukraine in 2014?
Mm-hmm.
What a mess. What a fucking mess. So
we have the revolution, 2014. We have the president who who was helped and sponsored by Putin. And when all countries want to go in Europe, our president say, no, I know that my people want to have friendship with Russia, yes, and all this stuff. And there was a revolution. And when Ukraine was very weak in this time, yes, where we have no government, our president go away to Russia, and Putin just, and by the way, on this time in our army structure, in government, in business, yes, there was a lot of Russian agents, yes, who by tens of years working by Russia, yes, bring the information, and it was very crazy time for us, yes. There was a time where revolutions of values, yes, happen in Ukraine, and by this week, Ukraine, Putin grabbed Crimea from us, and after some period, he started a war on Donbass. And 8 years after that, we have this. So all guys know that it happens. So our government say that they know about the war 1 year, yes, ago. But they prepared, but nothing said to people before because of safety reasons, I think, or I don't know. Maybe it's not very good idea to be silent about war, that you know about this, yes, and wait to all this stuff start. But this is how the world is work, I think. Yeah. Because I don't really realize if we're sitting now, yes, and make Biden go and say that maybe China's, yes, prepared the war to USA, and they want to start on 24th of February, yes, and we must do something. This is a crazy stuff. I think mostly people say that this you are crazy. It's everything fine now, and China say no, we will not start all this. So this is strange, and yeah.
Do you have people? Do you speak with your friends about this stuff every day? Like, is this the conversation?
Of course, it's the main reason of conversation now. You call of friends or relatives, and first that you ask, "Is everything fine? Are you safe?" It's not without strange sounds from the streets like this. My father was in Kyiv, remember? Yes, and he come back home finally after 45 days. He's sitting in Kyiv. Yeah, he goes on the job. Yeah, before war, and all this time he's sitting there. And now he come back home and start to work on the field. Yes, meet our cat, and he very happy. 45 days, realize.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And they with my mother, they tell me that they heard bombs today, but they think that this is work with the demining, yes, because of Russia go away, yes, from the Chernihiv region, but they left a lot of stuff for years. Yes, I think we, after all this end, I hope this end, we have a job for the years to demining, yes, to clean all this stuff from
all the explosive
military. Yeah, explosive things.
Hey Tommy, what's up? How are you, brother? How are you? This is a gentleman who sent me some pictures in a DM. He got the vaccine and then he got the booster and he had an adverse reaction, and of course yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad. It's not good. It's not good. The pictures are kind of crazy. Jody Lynn says, Yevhenii, I'm sending you good energy. Stay healthy and resolute. This is not right for your civilians to be in the middle.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jody.
Caleb, how many people are on Facebook in Russia or were on? Do you speak to any Russians over there, Yevhenii, or do you know anyone who speaks to anyone who lives that side of the border?
Yeah, we when war just started, we tried to write all the Russians that we know, guys. You see what happened. We must stop there. So we think we're friends, yes, mostly we're friends, yeah. And we write not with the some bad emotions or something like that, just the regular messages. So you have the crazy president. Let's stop this together. Yeah. But after the month, and we see the Russian is silent because they can't because of closed Facebook and Instagram, but they use VPN now. So Russians. There is Russians in Instagram, but mostly they do nothing and tell about nothing. They just tell about sanctions, about how hard they live now. Yes, and of course I read about bad Russians who write kill all the Ukrainians and end of this stuff. And when we try to write to their yes, mostly they don't understand us. Yes, they realized a couple of years ago. Yes, there was a terrorist in Russian cinema. Yes, that was Kemerovo.
Are you talking about when they gassed? Are you talking about when they gassed those people in the cinema?
There was a fire. Yeah, okay. I think, and a lot of children was dying. Yep. And there was shock for us too. Yes, we talking with there. Yes,
hey, that's amazing that there's 80 million people on Instagram in Russia. Let's say that number is true. Let's say it's 70 million. That would mean it's half the population, and you have to think that there's a ton of people who are under 15 there.
Half of population of Russia.
Yeah, but the other half aren't even capable of using Instagram. They either don't have phones, they're too old, or they're too young. So when I hear 80 million of 140 million, in essence, that's everyone on the country's on it. That's basically because just like if we have 300 million people in the United States or 350 million people, if you tell me 200 million people are doing something, that means everybody, because the 140 million people are either too young or too old, right? Mm-hmm. They're either going to die in the next 5 years or they're only 0 to 5 years old. I mean, so it's nuts. I mean, it's nuts.
But now you're talking about normal situation. Realize that in most villages in Russia, there is no internet, and there is you can.
How big is
you can get warm by the firewood only? Yes, without centralize all this stuff. Yes, so this is maybe a half of Russians. So they have a couple of big cities, and in the
it's twice the size of the United States. That is incredible, and it's twice the size of China, and it's 3 times the size of the Ukraine in terms of land mass.
You know
even
why?
More.
What?
Oh, never mind. You're right.
You know why they stole all the stuff from the kitchens, from the houses? Because they don't have it. Because the more people in Russia live on the point of
poverty. So you're saying, like, if I went to my neighbor's house and stole his shit, I wouldn't take his silverware, his forks, because I have my own forks.
Yeah.
I would take maybe his chickens because I don't have chickens.
If you are soldiers and you go to other country to bring the war, yes, and kill the soldiers, why you grab the carpets? Why you grab the bowl? Yeah. On your BTR and go to the home. Oh yeah, this is a cool action, by the way.
Is that in the streets of Russia?
No, I think that's in London. It's in London. It's outside the Russian embassy.
Yeah.
They just dropped off a bunch of stuff outside the Russian embassies because that's what all the Russians are stealing from Ukrainian homes.
Oh,
so awesome. Like, here, we'll just give you ours if you want to steal everybody else's shit.
this is bad idea because Russian can go to London and take all this stuff.
Look up this guy real quick, Caleb. Dan Shakaz on YouTube. Let's see what.
Of course, they don't live only bad. Yes, I talking about the big cities. Moscow is the millions people city. Yes, Moscow, Saint Petersburg, and a couple of others big cities. They have a cool bloggers that I also watch. Yes, but I talking now about the regular people, the 95% of all people who go to the job, come back home, have their families, yes, and they live and work only for food, yes. And this is, I'm not talking more than this is they have, yes, because in Ukraine we also have many people like this, but this is the fact. So when the people who I know write to the villages, yes, to the hinterland of Russia, they say about the very bad situation about infrastructures and all stuff, how people live there. So it's a problem for Ukraine too. So you can ride in any village and you don't find the job there, you don't find the how to earn money. Yes, so you must go to the bigger city. And if you young man, you of course you go away or stay there and just drink, or I don't know what to do there. But this is other, yeah.
I was just looking at price. I typed in inflation Russia, and I was looking at some of the stuff that says in there. It says pasta's gone up 25%, butter 22%, sugar 70%, fruits and vegetables 35%. But you know what's funny? I bet you it's very similar to that in the United States. What is the current rate of inflation? I wonder. I mean, some things are just crazy in the United States right now. Crazy expensive.
Yeah, some places gas is like $6 a gallon.
Yeah, Yevhenii, but before I let you go, I want to ask you what is? Do you have a plan? Or do you have any long-term plans like in the next couple of weeks, or are you still just holding tight? It feels like there's just a huge waiting game going on.
Yeah, it's a waiting game, of course, mostly because now I'm thinking about to go home, yes, and meet my parents.
Yeah,
because a month of waiting and you don't know what can happen. Yes, so I want to find a way to go home, and also for now, I think from next week, yes, we open our gym.
Oh wow!
And not only on the outdoor, yes, I train, but in the gym too. And want to finish my project with the online trainings and try to live something like normal life. YouTube is not banned in Russia yet. But
yeah, well, what it looks like if you look it up, it looks like YouTube banned Russia, not Russia banned YouTube.
Yeah. But
when you look it up.
I think after some times, yes, in Russia they banned YouTube too because it's not normal that you can just write a news and listen to news from the open sources, yes, and know what happened in the world. No, you just must listen propaganda and don't realize all the stuff. So I want to live or something like that. Because emotionally, I feel very exhausted now. So I see the regular situation in my life. I more angry than ever. Yes, I can be more stressful. Yes, I can train like early. Yes, so this is mentally stuff that every time I feel. Yes. So after 3 good nights with normal sleep, yes, it's better. But of course, I wait to the end of this stuff, all the situation with the war.
All right. That's your message?
Yep. My message. You asked me about some message.
Well, I thought I heard you say, maybe I misunderstood, but I thought I heard you say, "Hey, I'm angrier and more stressed out than ever." Like it's catching up to you.
No.
Oh.
You asked me about the plans for the future. So
yes, sir.
I talking about something like that, and then what I want to do, yes, I can't do because I'm stressful, I'm angry, feel disappointment or exhausted. Today I'm sitting 2.5 hours in the shelter, and this is a good time to prepare for the podcast. Yes, or watch some interesting stuff. Can't. There was the podcast with Rich Froning with you, yes. And for these days, I can't listen to the end this. So I have the one part of this listened. Yes, I want to finish, but I can't. And I'm just sitting, try to play chess or think about something. And you can add all your thoughts in your head to start to do something because of all this situation. So it's hard to talk about real plans, about real things to do, because you don't know how you feel after the next day. Okay. Right. So that was the point that I want to say to you guys.
Awesome. Yep. I hear you. Well said. Well articulated. Not awesome, but awesomely articulated. Yevhenii, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's a great discussion. I think our discussions are getting better and better. I guess we'll see you next week. And thank you for coming on 3 hours early for me today. I appreciate it.
It's more thank you to you, because for me it's better to be early.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Send your prayers and love to Yevhenii. Yevhenii, I also sent you some shirts, so let's see if they if they ever arrive.